My husband, my
Shoot.
husband had a slight accident.
Yeah. Oh shit. Is Bill alright?
Well, he happened to fall against a hedge trimmer.
Oh.
A hedge trimmer fell on the floor, and he cut his hand here and
Ouch.
here. So he ended up with 10 stitches on Monday.
Oof. Was the hedge trimmer on?
No, it wasn't on. It was
Okay,
off,
but
but it fell
still
to the
sharp.
floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ouch. Ouch.
So
Gosh.
he's
How old's
still
yours, eh?
suffering. Yeah, he's done pretty well. I'm taking
Hmm.
care of him, so
That's good. He's lucky to have
just
you.
let him dry.
I had a
Pardon?
He's lucky to have you.
Well, thank
We
you.
we went through our whole kitchen build. That whole process, as you know, it took months and months and months and months. And the only boo-boo that I got was a slice here down that fat
Ouch,
meaty bit of my
Alex.
hand. Do you know how I did it? With a bread knife, making lunch.
That will do it. Did you
I have
get
a
it? It wasn't that deep, was it?
I don't know. No, no, clearly not, because I didn't need stitches or anything. We just sort of got on with it. But it's just I have a history of wounding myself badly with knives. When I won my first contract with Melbourne Symphony, we were so excited. We're finally, growing up. So come out of study, we've won our first big chunk of work. Let's go celebrate and buy some grown up knives. So we went and bought some ceramic knives. And do you know what toast soldiers are, Esther? You
No.
make toast and then you cut them into
Oh, and you cut
thirds.
out this. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
toast soldiers. So very simple. Very, very
Yeah.
simple. And I put myself in hospital. That was the first thing I made with the brand new knives. And I filleted down through the edge of my fingernail. And it went bleh, and was all flappy like
Oh
that. And I
yeah.
had to go into hospital for it. It's a good look. And then had a massive bandage on my middle finger like this. It was
Yeah, I can
enormous.
imagine. You know, I'm sure. Well, let's face it. Let's see. That would have helped. Would have helped with the. Well, it wouldn't quite help with the stop torn, but it could.
No, that's all right.
Uh,
All right, all right. I'm getting
you just
distracted.
hold your finger up.
I'm getting distracted. Let's do some playing. So, can you, for me, on a nice middle C, big full sound. Nice. It's a bit edgy from what I can hear. Can you warm it up a bit? Ooh.
Well, it's a cold horn, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was bad, Esther.
Go for it.
Just a minute.
I
I've been
heard you.
having allergy.
I
Huh?
appreciated your pun. But
I've been also having trouble with allergies, Alex.
okay. Warm it up with the temperature. Play. Good. Really, really good.
Thank you.
It's important that we warm up and feel comfortable and ready to play on the one hand. On the other hand, maybe this isn't so pertinent for you, but as a professional who plays all the time, it's also important for me to when needed be able to just pick up your horn and go.
And play, yeah, right.
And
No,
and,
I
and,
understand
and
that.
and I don't like it. I don't enjoy the experience. It is uncomfortable, but like so I've that one note that you heard me play, that's all I've done this morning. So here is what can I play? Just to test it out. Can I put my money where my mouth is? Because you got sometimes you're running late, sometimes you're stuck in traffic, sometimes your kid's sick, sometimes whatever, and you show up to a rehearsal or a performance and you just got to sit down and go. Alright, so here is the opening of Mozart's Fourth Horn Concerto on one note.
Well, bravo.
Bloody thrilled with that, I tell you what. So,
Bravo, bravissimo.
thank you. It was very uncomfortable. The point being, and this is probably more of a point being made than was necessary, is that it's just your lips are going to work. Your lips are going to work. It's our minds that feel uncomfortable. We have to have the whatever robustness to get over it. You know what I mean?
So what are you trying to tell me? That I should warm up before we have this lesson?
So that's one part of it. That's one part of it. But also just like it's all in your head. It's all in your head. That if it feels
well, I think it is
weird,
primarily in the head. I mean, it is anytime you play on this thing, it's cold. I don't care when you pick it up.
Yeah.
It's a cold piece of metal, right?
That's it. That's it. So
that's why we have to empty the stupid thing out.
So much, Esther, of our relationship with this instrument is ignoring the discomfort and ignoring the uncomfortableness.
I understand that.
I think that's the message. So let's play a C an octave above it.
Did I show that discomfort to you?
No. Can you play me that C? Nice and beautiful and warm, despite a cold French horn. Ooh. Cool. Nice. I really appreciated just then your how you played past the inaccuracy. Because even a few short weeks back, it would have been. And it would have devolved a wee bit, so that's very encouraging. Can you play me an E above?
I notice sometimes I don't hit the right note when I first start, but I try to get the correction and play it.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Question, did you have your thumb down for that, or was that just second finger?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Do it again?
You want me to do it? Want me to do it again? See, that's not the right E. I know.
That's beautiful, Esther. Oh, and a lovely diminuendo. That's very, very fine.
Thank you.
I'm not sure that you had your thumb down the previous attempt because it sounded like a wrong note. But that one was spot on.
Before?
That one was spot on. That was the correct fingering and the correct note. So we like that. Can you play me a G?
Oh, heavens.
Wait, pause, don't move. Is your thumb down? No, it is not. I can see.
Well, it's not supposed to be down.
Yes,
Alex,
it is.
is it?
Yes, it is in that register. Yes, it is. For every other G. I know. Rules and exceptions. There's exceptions to every rule, and there's rules to every exception. It's a stupid instrument. I agree.
Gosh.
In that octave, at that register, Esther, yes.
On that high register, it's down.
Yeah, so listen to me.
The thumb is down.
Rule of thumb, that's right. So, the G sharp, the A flat, this one, in the middle of the stave, from that note upwards, every note on the B flat side. Every note with the thumb. Yeah? Can you play me that note? G sharp, A flat, above a middle C. Beautiful. So from that note, as high as you can go, thumb is always down. Thumb is always down for music. For making music. For the purposes of an exercise, we might do something on the harmonic series on the F side, but that is just to train the technique. That is not the fingering we'd normally use. Okay?
Okay. Well,
every
that
other G.
my question.
Good. Every other G and every other F sharp going down beneath that G sharp we just played. So middle, low, pedal. Both of those notes are going to be on the F side. So this G.
Yeah.
Those three Gs are all on the F side, and these three F sharps are are all on the F side as well. Okay.
Why? I mean, why is that? Is that due to the? Never mind. Never mind.
As simply as possible, we know that there is overlap between the different lengths of tubing and their harmonic series. Right? So, like, some notes can be played with multiple fingerings across multiple sides of the instrument. We know this to be true. As you get higher, that becomes more and more frequent because the partials get closer and closer together. In the low register, and not even that low, from this G, there are very few overlapping fingering combinations. And to my mind, they're not desirable. So on the B flat side, you could do it thumb and 1 and thumb and 1 and 3. I think it's more complex than it needs to be. B, I don't think it sounds as good as just open G. That's why. And as you go down, it's even fewer. There's no combinations that work.
Well, no, but as you said on the harmonics, when you hit that lower G, never mind. Yeah, I mean when you use the thumb is used.
That's right. Not in the low register, no. Only up high. Can I hear this note?
Oh heavens!
It's a G. Thumb down. G.
Thumb down.
Yep. Yes, ma'am. Because we're in the high range.
Okay.
You got it.
Alex.
One of these, and then G.
That's too
Nice.
laughing.
Nice. Be a bit more ballsy about it. Woo. Cool. That's very fine. It's very, very fine. I'm going to refine it just a little bit extra. Make sure the air is pressurized before you release it. That's what's going to give us a really clean at the start. Yours, you're releasing the air and then ramping up the energy.
Yeah, that's right. That could be. Yeah.
Yeah.
That could be. Let me try this again. I am.
So between those two attempts, the one you just played and the one previously, that second one I prefer because you did exactly what I wanted. Was it accurate? No. But you released the air immediately.
Well, that was accurate.
Well, you played an F to begin with. You went, do. So, reasons I don't mind. The first one is it was, do. The sound was immediate. That's what's going to help you be accurate, right? And it was quality, and it was easy. Whereas the previous attempt, you went, yeah? So we like that. So just making sure in regards to starting notes, so we know the breathe, squeeze, blow process. We're familiar with that. So it's take a breath, close the mouth, we squeeze the corners of our embouchure and our bellies. It's two areas that we squeeze to make sure that the air is already enough. And A, please, Esther. Thumb 1 and 2. Don't think, just blow.
Thank you, Alex. Appreciate that.
It seems like you're busy thinking right now, mate. I don't hear any blowing.
You made that comment. That just interrupted my ability.
Uh-huh. Cool, so hold on, one sec. Anticipate, same solution applies. Breathe, squeeze, blow with energized air, and really go for it. Even if you miss, make sure it's boo. Nice, you're in the stratosphere, you're in the ballpark, my friend. A real extra kick from your tummy. Yes, good, nice. Yes, Esther, yes, it's hard. It's tricky, this, you're doing well. One moment, please. Slow down on the attempts. What I'm hearing is it sounds, you're doing the equivalent of going like,
yes, I know, I am.
What I want from you, so instead of coming at it from below, here's the A, and you're just going, oof, right? So change that attitude. Bravo. That was great. That was great. I need you to reassess how you judge quality. Because to my mind, that was a really good attempt. The previous ones was this. You're straining up to it. Was that one? Was yeah. It was just easy. Yeah. And we liked that, and it was quality. All right, that's enough of this. Let's do some of your favorite exercise, flexibility. So on the thumb, is an F. Good. And I want you to try and link it together. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Like that. Good. Can you please, we're going to speak some gibberish for just a second. Can you repeat after me? Do-wee-oo-wee-oo-wee-oo-wee, do-wee-oo-wee-oo-wee-oo-wee.
Ooh-wee, 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 do-wee, 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 do-wee. What for?
Yep, that's it. Because that's the speed of the
Oh,
line.
okay.
Can you do a fast one? Do-wee-oo-wee-oo-wee-oo-wee. You alright?
I just had a crown put on one of my lower teeth right now.
Ouch, Esther.
Yeah, been starting to bother me again.
Okay.
My tongue's not
Nice.
as flexible as it could be.
No, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That was very robust. I like that. Oh, good. You want to try again?
Which part?
The same one.
You mean just a slow one, just the 1 and
No.
2 and 3?
Good. Very, very good. Nice. That's coming coming along nicely. Right.
Well, thank you, Alex.
Thank you. We're just going to do... Let's have a look at 9H.
Oh, one of my favorite. Okay, now you still have the thumb on that G.
No.
If you're on the B flat side of the horn, do you not?
No. Nope. Sorry. So that G always open, and every other G beneath it is always going to be on the F side. Cool. Let's think about it later though. For now, let's play.
Okay, what are we still doing, on the F or the C or what?
Yeah. So that as written on the F side, open.
Okay.
G, C, E, G.
You do so well, Alex.
Hold on. Look at your thumb. You've got your thumb down. No thumb. No thumb. Remove the thumb from the trigger.
I'm really puzzled. We're starting on F, are we not?
On 9H, we're starting on a G.
Oh, okay. Well, we were working with a B flat horn, and never mind.
That's all right.
Okay.
Hold on. Play it as written, and then we'll talk about that option. So as written, starting on a G, open on the F side. Big breath.
I'm doing so well today so far.
You are. Play for me. Just establish that G. So the first one, G, C.
Huh?
The first one, so what I need to hear, hold on, pause, slow down. Leaps and steps. Sometimes the music leaps. So the first 4 notes of 9H, from G to C is a leap. We have to skip over an E. When we come back up to the E, that's a step. When we go down to the G, that's another leap. You have to skip over the C.
Yeah, that's
So your lips are going in the right direction, but they're not doing those leaps. You're getting stuck on the notes in between. Can you just play me those 4 notes? La 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 la. First 2 were good, and the 4th note was good. The 3rd note you didn't play an E. So slow it down. Again, I want G, C, pause, E, good, La, E, that note, not secure for you yet. Can you play me in E, G? That's it, once more. There you go. Yeah, again, that 3rd note, you're just playing 2 C's in a row. You're going G, C, C, G. And it needs to look like this. It needs to look like this. Look at me. Da, ya, not da, ya.
Right. All right, Alex. Okay.
Play that note louder. E, as loud as you need. You're still giving me 2 C's in a row, Esther.
No, oh shoot. Oh, say no.
Okay, we're going to break it down even more. Listen, here's a G. You play, I play, you play. Play me a G. G, play. Good, C. E.
Okay, yeah.
Once more, keep going. G. Now slurred. I'm just going to refill my coffee. I'll be right back. Slurred. Da ya da ya. Esther, I'm missing that E, my friend. You're still skipping it.
Oh crap!
Oh crap! You must be passionate about it. It's the first time you've sworn in my presence.
Sorry about that. When you have have tooth that's bothering you, actually, it's not much fun.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Can you try it one more time and then we'll move on? Really?
Okay. Esther. Okay, let's go.
Good.
No. Well, I just like C, I guess.
Let us just do. Here we go. Here's on a middle C. Good. G, C, E.
Huh?
That's it, exactly. Da. Good, exactly. Very good.
Thank you. You know, I listen. Yeah.
is.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to work on. I never realized that I got so caught up on that C and not the.
Yeah, it's mm, just
It's
think
nothing. It's
just think of a topo map,
yeah,
topographical map. The contours that show the highs and the lows. It's the same in music, and just making sure that even if we're not certain of the accuracy of the notes that we're playing, we can be certain that the shape of what we're playing has the same
right.
outline, right?
Yeah,
When go
sort
on,
of like
sort
a
of
mountain range.
exactly like a mountain range, Esther. That's exactly the comparison I'm making, right? So when I was taking theory classes at university, you'd have an oral test. So they'd play you a bit of music, and you had to listen to it and then write it down. The music, the pitches, the rhythm, the dynamics, the accents, everything, all of the above. I don't have perfect pitch. I have relative pitch. So I would do all right at it. But even if you were inaccurate with the pitches, you would get marks for being accurate with the contours. So long as the shape of what you wrote down
Interesting. Yeah.
lined up with the shape of what the music was doing, you got some marks,
Mhm.
right? Because it shows that you can hear the high and low.
Mhm.
Yeah. If you can't hear the high and low, then we've got problems. That's a challenging situation. You absolutely can. I had a student who couldn't, and it was hard. It was hard for
Well,
everyone.
yeah. I mean, my pitch is acquired pitch because I've tried hard to, and especially on the piano now with the horn. It's a different challenge for me, but I love it. I mean, I'm not giving up on it. I'm not saying, oh, well, I'm going to get rid of this punk and metal. I'm not doing that.
No. So it's just from your perspective, it's just about insisting that you use that skill. You've got the skill. You're just failing to apply
Right.
it while you're playing the horn,
Right.
which is silly.
Right. I thought
Nice, Esther. Very, very nice. Can you do me a favour,
Thank you.
just for a second? We're going to take all three valves on the F side. Just going to take a nice big breath and then blow air for 4 beats. And just keep repeating that process. So move air, move air, move air. Take a big healthy breath. Move air. Keep going. Good. That's good. And then big breath as you can. And then go again. All three valves
What are
down.
you trying to get that?
Just go through the process. Don't question it. Just go through the process. So all three valves. Breathe and blow. 2. Cool. Big breath. Blow. Cool. Really work to move that air. Really work to move it. Move, move, move. Keep going. Keep going.
Sorry.
So what we're
I'm not
doing,
laughing.
here's what we're doing. What we're doing is experiencing and engaging with just moving air through our French horn without the pressure of making a sound.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Well, I'm sorry if I burped a little bit, but
It's part of the journey. That's all right. Not the rudest sound I've heard in a lesson by far. So there's this tiny. I had a lesson with this visiting principal horn who was over from Germany in Melbourne. She was this beautiful German woman, and I was intimidated by her talent and her intelligence and how cute she was as a young man. I found it very frightful. And she goes, "Oh, Alex, excuse me, do you burp?" Was her question, and I went, "Oh, geez, I beg your pardon, but do you mean?" And she went, "Oh, no, 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 no!" And it was the most embarrassed I think I've been in a very long time. There's a little tool, a practice tool called a burp, which is a bit of metal that you insert between your lead pipe and your mouthpiece, and it stops the air from going through the horn, so you can free buzz, but holding on to the horn, so you can still go do all your fingerings, and it's like in relation with the instrument, but no sound is
Yeah.
coming through. That's what she meant, not do you expel gas and a rude noise. Right. So what I want from you is just we're just experiencing how it feels to move a lot of air, right?
Yeah, it's amazing how much effort it takes to get through.
Sure.
I
That's
mean,
it. Because there's resistance. There's resistance.
yeah.
Yeah. You really gotta focus on just right.
Is there any, Alex? Is there any difference with the different horns as far as resistance, or is it the same?
Yes. Yes, there's difference. Yeah. Uh, so I play a Paxman 20M. 20 is the model. M refers to the size of the bore, so it's a medium bore 20, as opposed to a large bore or a small bore. And bore refers to the size of the diameter of your piping. Right? And so a medium bore is going to have more resistance. It's going to have less resistance than a small bore, more resistance than a large bore. If you're playing on an American horn, it's likely that you're playing on a larger bore instrument.
Well, it probably is. It's a Holton, yeah.
Yeah,
It
so
was made in this country.
very likely that it's a large bore horn. That's the style of American instruments for a lot of them.
Well, they're getting better though. I mean, this
Oh,
is still a fun
that is
instrument.
a separate consideration to the quality of the horn. There's just the size of the diameter. That's all we're talking about. The size of the bore.
Well, the darn bell and the darn throat's bigger too. I've noticed that.
Yeah, cool. So hold
Um,
on. That's a can of worms we won't get into. So what I want from you, here's the exercise that you're going through. You breathe in, take as big a breath as you can, and then you just exhale over 4 beats. 2, 3, 4. Then you take a breath over a beat, and then repeat.
Okay.
All right, go. Breathe. And then you take a breath, and then you go again. Good. Keep going. I'm going to talk to you while you play, or while you keep going through this process. So making sure that the exhale is even. We're pacing the exhale evenly over the course of the breath. And that on the inhale, you really fill up. Cool. That's it. Nice. Nice. So all of that was very, very calm. It was very composed and it had a lot of quality to it. You weren't fighting at any stage with the breath or the blow, were you?
No.
No. Great. Fantastic. So that we're just establishing how it feels to easily move air through the instrument, to easily inhale, to easily exhale. And we do it without the pressure of making a particular sound. You just move in air. Right? And then when you go to play, see if you can relate that to how you breathed, and how you blew. Yeah? So give it a go. La da dee da da da.
Palm piece of cake.
That was really nice, Esther. Yeah, is the right sound right the way through. Yeah? Oh, can you repeat it?
Ah.
Very fine. And all of a sudden, your pitches and your sound is very robust. It just sounds secure. And the reason it sounds secure is that your air is just continuous. Your air is stable. Because your air is stable, it's much easier for our lips to be stable. And it's much easier for our ear to properly judge if we're being accurate or not. Okay, cool. That being said, it's all right. That being said, you're starting too low. You're coming in on a middle C instead of that high G. And so that tells us that our lips are too far apart when we begin La. Good. So first thing,
No.
listen. So the first thing is that your lips are too far apart. The second thing is that you're just poking at it with your ear in the hope that it will be right. Right?
No, I wasn't.
Yes, I promise. It's what the it's
Maybe I
what what's
was.
it's just going on. It's just what I'm hearing. Your ear is going instead of straight out of the gate. Right? The air is hesitant. Blow.
I mean, blow without a sound to
Great.
play.
That was fantastic. That was the perfect note, Esther. That was the perfect note because you just went straight out of the gate. That's what we're talking about at the start of the lesson. Remember, we breathe, squeeze, blow, the lips are closed, and the belly is engaged, so the air is already pressurized. It just comes shooting out of you. Yeah? Cool. How have you gone with the spitball practice?
With who?
The spitball practice. Have you gone to
Oh,
McDonald's and got some...
that's doing fine. We haven't done too much spitball lately, but
That's
I
all
gotta
right.
get back at it.
Yeah, it's just that the way you do a spitball is the same way we start notes on the French horn. It's the same process. You give a little huff with the belly and you pressurize the air with the tongue behind the teeth to make sure. Otherwise, it goes. Ugh. You don't want it to come oozing out.
I have to make sure there's no wind because if I have the wind behind my back, then it goes faster.
Okay. Can you play that exercise for me again? La da dee da 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 da.
Ah, come on, Esther. Yep.
Cool. Now you asked before. Good. We're going to transpose it upwards. So now I'm going to do the same pattern of notes, second, third, and thumb, starting on G sharp. Good. Thumb 1, 2. Very nice. That was a great version.
Thank you.
The best one you've played yet. Now we're going to do thumb and 1. See if you can do 2 of them. Not bad. All but one note. All but one note was there.
Right.
Try that one again. Look at the music while you do it, so you can see the pattern.
Which one are we playing on?
H.
Oh! Fiddle. Esther, Alex. On. I'm not following that. Okay, yeah, I see. I've lost a few notes.
That's okay. So,
Well, anyhow.
the first grouping of 6 notes, you're doing perfectly. La da dee da 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 da. That's exactly as it's written on the page. But then it just repeats itself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It does. It does. Come on.
Yeah. Great. Well done. Second finger. Nice. Open. La. Sorry, thumb. Thumb is what I meant. Thumb. I meant thumb.
Oh, you said open though.
I did. So point to you to be fair, yes, I did say thumb. Point to me, we've just gone second and third, first and second, first, second, all with the thumb down. What do you think the next note's going to be? I'd call that one a draw. Very good.
I ran out of air a little bit, Alex, on that one.
That's okay. That's okay. Nice. I just want to read for you. So at the start of this page, quote, the ability to move easily and smoothly from one register to another is a great asset on an instrument with a range of over 3 octaves. These harmonic series exercises promote an easy and fluid movement through various registers. They also strengthen both the cheek and mouth corner muscles. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed your chops getting stronger?
Yeah, I have.
It sounds like they're getting stronger.
I have.
Things are sounding just, you're getting a real core to your sound these days, and I think that's a result of having the strength here to back it up.
I feel it has, yeah. I try to work on that. I read that every time on that.
Nice.
Of course, it's 5 octaves, isn't it? But anyway, that's all right, over 3 octaves.
5 C's, 4 octaves. That's my range. So I've got, on a good day, that's 1. 5 C's.
Well, you do very well.
Thank you, but that's only 4 octaves. 5 C's is 4 octaves. If you had a 5 octave range, you'd be doing very, very well.
Well, I was just, I had read somewhere that the horn has 5 octaves. I'm not saying.
Cool. Can you turn to page 11?
Let me go through my, yeah.
Cool. I'm going to do 21A. All open.
Esther. It's open, Esther. Come on. I'm out of breath. Let me do that one more time, Alex. Hold it. I have to
Good
work on
fight.
that.
Good fight at the end. You did very, very well to make the most of a terrible breath.
Thank you. It was a terrible breath. It was.
Cool. Hold on.
It was.
We're gonna go. So here's something that I want you to do all the time in your practice. As soon as you have an experience like that, where you're like, oh man, that was a hard breath to do. You're gonna revert back to all 3 valves down, just moving air through the instrument. Watch. Just like we did before, all I'm doing is breathing and blowing and moving air through my longest tube on the instrument. The point that I don't think we got across before is that I want it to be with rhythm. So it's blow, 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 breathe, and blow, 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 breathe. So that it's in time and we're engaging with a breath, a speedy-ish breath.
Yeah, well, you talked about that before, Alex.
That's good. But you didn't. I'm not sure that you were doing it before. It felt a little bit nebulous in terms of rhythm. So can we try that now? Really, really focus hard on 4 beats of exhale, 1 beat of inhale. Go. All 3 valves down.
All right. Thank
And
you.
we might as well, to make it easier for ourselves,
Oh,
take the
shoot.
mouthpiece out. Take the mouthpiece out. We're just going to blow through the lead pipe. All 3 valves down. Very good. No thumb, just valves. Breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe. Blow, 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 blow. Breathe. Blow, 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 blow. Big breath. Breathe. Blow, blow. There's no rush on the breath. Breathe. Blow, blow, blow. Good. Very good. And we'll stop before you hyperventilate. Yes, well done.
Thank you. Yeah, I can see
Very,
that
very
would work.
good.
That would work. That would work well. Yes.
So then we put our mouthpiece back in. Remember, we're going to re-engage with this exercise and making sure that the breath you take in the middle bears some resemblance to the 10 out of 10 breaths you just took.
Oh, okay. I see what you did. All right, you took a breath in the center.
I did. So are you. You took a breath there as well. It was just a terrible one.
Thank you.
So make sure it's a good breath like I just took and like the several that you just took. See, no thumb, all open.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that.
It's all right. Well, it tells us that you're capable of it. You just got to make sure you do it while you're making noise as well. See. Oh, closer. That was closer. The second half on its own, just the 8th notes. Nice big breath. Closer. Closer. That's good. So I had a
Okay.
Yeah, good. I had a conversation with a student yesterday. What I'm noticing from him and a little bit from you, not quite as bad, but a little bit, is a tendency to rush the breath. So it feels like there's not enough time to take a big inhalation, but there is. There is. All right? And so when we start the exercise, just making sure that you've properly filled up. As if you're about to blow for 4 beats through the longest your instrument can be. Yeah, so pretend you're about to take that breath before you embark on.
Okay, then what? Play?
And then play. Yeah, because that was an excellent breath.
That's at the right note for one thing.
Perfect. That was easy.
But I see what you're saying, though. Yes, it does make a big difference. If you,
Yes.
yeah.
I feel like, 100%. Good. This is a really
But
terrific
on there's
exercise.
some occasions, though, sometimes you have to take a very quick breath, which you're not able to fill up completely, though, are you not?
True.
I mean,
True.
I've watched
true.
watched some horn players play, and they're just gulping like a goldfish.
Yeah. So, true.
Every other note.
Listening. True. So, sometimes we have the luxury of time, and it behooves us to take full advantage of that, to make sure it's as full a breath as possible, right? Sometimes we don't. Sometimes you just have to snatch a breath. We want that snatched breath to be as close to the perfect breath as possible so that it's still good enough. Yeah? So we set the ideal breath when we've got time. It's as easy and full as we can, right? So that when we're at reduced capacity, it's still good enough. It's still close to that, right? If the breath we habituate when we've got all the time in the world is at a 6 out of 10, then when we're at reduced capacity, it's not good enough. All of a sudden, we're struggling. We're flailing, right? And this is why.
Yeah, that's a good idea, though. I mean, what you suggested.
Good.
I'll have
So
to do that.
I'd still say, although we're taking time over that breath, there's no rush. So we're taking time, but it's still in time. There is still a rhythm to the breath that bears resemblance to what we're about to play. So if we're going ba ba be ba, I'd go 1, 2, 3, ba, like that. And then when we get to the ba ba be ba bum, I'm breathing over an eighth note. So the first note is over a quarter. 1, 2, 3. Bum 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 ba bum 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 be ba ba. Then I've got an eighth note to breathe. So, and the other point, which you might not be aware of, is that that first full breath we took, there's still air in the lungs. So when you get to that midway point, it's not 0 up to 10. It's more like 4 up to 8.
Right.
Okay, so it's just a wee top up. Good. We're going to do the same exercise, thumb 2 and 3. Semitone higher.
You said 2 and 3.
Thumb. Very good. Very, very good. That was a good breath in the middle. What am I trying to say? Work harder from the belly to get more out of that breath as you blow. I think you've still got air in the tank. I just don't think you're using it appropriately. We're going to go higher. Thumb 1, 2.
I said 1 and 2.
And thumb, yeah, thumb 1, 2, like a D.
Oh, thumb and 1, 2. Oh. It said what? Thumb and 1 and 2, right?
Starting on a D. Ooh.
Alright.
Correct. And a nice big breath. Great, great. All of a sudden, that breath took you to the end of the exercise because you were working.
Right.
And you worked right to the end, which is just what we have to do. Sometimes you get to the end of a phrase and it's deeply uncomfortable.
Well, I should have held it longer for one thing.
You should, but what you did play was quality to the end, which I'm commenting on. There's an excerpt I'm working on at the moment. The opening phrase, it hurts. It hurts by the end of it because it's such a long, drawn out.
What phrase is that,
excerpt.
Alex?
I'll show you. So this is from Mendelssohn's Symphony No. 3. I'll play it for you now. I'll even share my screen with you.
Yeah, I'd love to
so
see
you
it.
can see what I'm playing. How do I do that? Oh, come on. Sometimes I feel so old.
Oh, no, you're not.
No, like for technology. It's just funny. Oh, hold on, that's not what I wanted. Stop mirroring. There we go. Share. Advanced. iPhone. Boom. Okay, it's coming.
I don't see it at all yet.
I know, it's coming. It's loading. It's loading. I took a while and now it's taken a while. Okay, can you see? Perfect.
Skip. Oh, that piece. Oh my gosh.
Mendelssohn Symphony No. 3. So the bracket
That
at the top.
J.
the top right of the screen where it says BB in the bracket,
Yeah.
that's where I'm going to start, and the tempo is slow, so we're counting in eighth notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're in 2/4, but it's very slow. What I'm clicking now, that's the speed of the eighths notes. So the quarters would be 1 and 2 bar 2, 2 bar 3. And so that first breath, hurts. It doesn't sound like it hurts, I hope, but I am like full tank.
You mean that? You mean? But what? I mean, what hurts? What does it hurt about?
It's uncomfortable. It's extreme discomfort to be right at the end of the capacity of your air and not letting the quality suffer. And so even though my lungs are going, I'm still actively fighting to get more air out of them. Otherwise, the phrase won't work.
That's beautiful, though.
It's a beautiful symphony. I recommend you go listen to it. I'll show you the next one. You'll like this. Same symphony, second movement. Still in 2/4, but 8 times as fast.
Oh, gee whiz!
One, two, one, two, bum, ba-dum, 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 ba-da-ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-bum, it's fun. Cool, huh?
Well,
this is why we.
It is cool. Yes, that's a lot of work.
It is.
Pardon?
This one's a lot easier than the previous one for me. This is why we practice our flexibility. This is why we practice our agility and our double tonguing and all of those skills, so that you don't have to learn all of those things individually for this excerpt. Yeah, cool. Anyway, got distracted. So we are doing this. We're doing this page. All right? You just played very beautifully. 21C. We liked it a lot. Just remember, when you're doing this exercise, it worked really well for you when you took a big breath. Yeah?
21A, you mean? 21A, Alex.
We started on 21A. Yeah, we started there.
Oh, yeah.
And then we went a semitone higher, which would take us to 21B. And then 21C would be thumb in 1 and 2.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
That was the one we finished on down here.
Right. You're right. Duh.
And it only gives you those 3 examples, but you should and can continue. Thumb and 1, thumb and 2, just thumb. You could also go downwards, same as the flexibility pattern, the same fingering pattern applies. That middle C that we started on for 21A, you could do it a half step lower and start on second finger, and then first finger, 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's a real challenge. Hold on. I'm going to focus because it is challenging. Starting on a low F sharp on thumb to 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it is a challenge.
Do you want to try that for me? Find that note. Good. Do the exercise. Hold on. Why you got your thumb down? No thumb. This is F side. All 3 valves.
Oh gosh, that's right. Well, Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, that's a good one. That'll really challenge your ability to sustain air, won't it?
Yeah, it will. It will because of the lower note. Yeah.
Yeah. Lower note and longer fingering. So more air is
Yeah. The
required
longer
to
fingering.
achieve the same pitch. Cool. Very well done, Esther.
Thank you,
Nice.
Alex.
The So when looking at this page, I think working these arpeggios to complement your flexibility training, because you'll notice it's the same stuff. It's just got articulation involved, right? Cool. The 22 is a good one to work on. This is using the valves, so it's not just the same fingering right the way through. So the first one. That was just the first two bars. And I'm fingering, look at me. C, E, G, E, C, bum 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 bum. Like that. That was the first 16 notes, 17 notes of the piece. All right, and then the pattern changes, just like when we do our flexibility studies, the pattern changes.
Well, I noticed they say in a matter of a Mozart opera.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I was there's just like a singer, an opera singer has to be able to sing Mozart or Wagner, right? Which is very different considerations. One is and the other is right? We have to be able to do
Yeah.
the same. We have to have that breadth of style. It's not just technical ability at loud or soft or fast or slow or high or low. It's the ability to have style within that. Right? So here we are practicing our ability to be light and dainty. Yeah? The previous exercise we did, that's much closer to what you'd need to do for Wagner or Bruckner or Strauss. That sort of yeah? Cool.
Okay.
I need to go. We've got another appointment, but really good lesson today, my friend. I shall send
Thank
you. I shall send you these. All right. Take care.
I want to add, Alex.
Yeah.
Next, now this is going to be in 2 weeks, then, right?
Yes, ma'am. If that works for you.
That'll be work. I'll be having my surgery a week from tomorrow.
Okay. Well, let's see how you've recovered. If you're feeling better, then we can do it. And
Well,
if not,
I
then
probably should be able to, because
see how you
it'll
go.
just be the wrist.
See you go. The limiting factor is going to be pain. So if you're in pain, then let's not do it because that's not worthwhile. Important to rest. Yeah. Cool. Good. All right. See you later, my friend. Good
Okay,
luck with
thank
your
you.
surgery.
Thank you, Alex.
Take
I
care.
appreciate it. You take care,
Bye.
too. Bye-bye.